Welcome to True Tall Tales, where reality is stranger than fiction. My name is Sunny Boy, and welcome to a new episode of True Tall Tales. Guys, thank you for tuning in every week. It's nice that you listen in, and it's good to see, because the program that I use, it shows you who's listening from what countries, what cities around the world, and it's really, really nice, and there's lots of different countries around the world. So thank you for tuning in. If you do have a True Tall Tale you want to share, feel free to reach out to me on truetalltalespodcast@gmail.com or on Instagram for me to tell one of your stories, or come on the show and you can tell me the story yourself. And what so. I had a friend recently that I went for a walk with along the beach that said, like, why do you do your podcast? And I said, hey, look, I really enjoy it. It's a really good creative outlet. I'm such a storyteller where if I'm at a party, people are like, oh my God, you've got crazy stories. So why not put that into a podcast? And I also love listening to other people's stories. I think that in life, humans always say, what's the meaning of life? And we don't know, right? And my theory is the meaning of life is every human creature, being on earth has their own story, and you only know the story if you meet this creature or person and they tell you, or you hear it in a song or a movie or a show or on a podcast or read it in a book, and the story's to be told. And I think that everyone's story lives on forever. Like, once a story has been created, it lives on forever, and when it's been turned into 100 years to 1,000 years to 1,000,000 years, that's when it turns into a myth, if you get what I mean, where you hear a story like, did that even happen? And yeah, I think that's what the meaning of life is. That's my theory anyway. And I also, look, don't get me wrong, if the podcast become really big and I've got sponsors and making a lot of money of it, that would be great. Of course that would be great. Why not? I'm getting paid to do for something that I enjoy doing, you know what I mean? And anyone that does a podcast, it is very time consuming. It is hard. I'm a one-man show as well. I do have guests on the show, but it is hard to talk for this long by yourself. But like I said, I enjoy it. And I wouldn't change it. And I also said to my friend that asked me the question is that, one day when I'm older, and I'm in my 90s or 100, whatever age I'm at, and I'm starting to lose my memory, I can just go back to my podcast and listen to true stories of memories that I've talked about on the show, and listen to that episode, which is going to open up a memory in my brain from me talking about it, going, oh my God, and I can visually see it because I'm hearing myself talk about that embarrassing story or scary story or something that happened in my life. Because as you know, when you listen to a song, you go to karaoke with a friend and someone puts on a song, like, oh my God, I love this song, I haven't heard this song in years. And then you have like a flashback when you're in like grade 10 and you remember hearing that song for the first time, and you remember what friends you were with and whose party you were at. It's interesting how our brains can store memories, but to find a way, how do you tap into the brain to release that memory again? And that's why movies do that, and music and podcasts and shows. So, it would be really good for me to look back and listen to my episodes of true stories that I have gone through, or other people's true stories as well, and just to unleash those memories again, which would be really, really cool. Or I would have forgotten about them and go, oh my God, did that happen, type of thing. Also, when I pass away one day, I always look at it I always say when we all pass away, we should always remember someone's life and let their memories live on. And for anyone that, does know me or misses me or loves me, and we all, at the end of the day, we're all going to die. We don't like to admit it, but we are. And I think it would be really, really cool for people who miss me to listen to my episodes, and it's like I'm still there and I'm talking in your ears and you're listening to me, and you know my humor and the way that I say things, and you would hear stories that you didn't know about me, or ones that you did, and you're reliving it again with me. So that's why I like doing the podcast. It's a really good creative outlet for that reason. Oh my God, hang on. Yeah, so for that reason, that's why I like doing the podcast, and I just love doing it for you guys. And just listening, sharing the episode is also great as well. So thank you for tuning in every week. It means a lot. And yeah, so let's get started on this week's True Tall Tale, which is about yoga. Now, I'm always late to the party with things, honestly. Like, as I said, I found out sultanas are dried grapes a couple of years ago. Like, there's things that I just find out later in life. I'm like, are you serious? Anyway, so I'm late to yoga, and yoga's been really, really good. I know, I'm saying this if no one knows what yoga is, but yes, obviously yoga's been around for thousands of years, and I have tried it once or twice in the past doing a drop-in class with a friend, but I've never really tackled it. And as you know, I've been 15 months at the gym now, where I've been going to the gym 5 days a week. It's really good for my ADHD. I'm a bad sleeper. I'm sleeping better. I'm getting like a Ryan Gosling body. I'm feeling great. My mind's clear. I can do my creative outlet. It's really good. And I've kind of been healthy, but I've never really gone to the gym and like done weights and bench press and gone to classes and things like that. And now I'm doing it, and it's been 15 months, and I've literally been going 5 days a week, and I have so much determination, and I enjoy it. But what's the use of having that many muscles and you can't even turn your neck or touch your toes? Do you get what I mean? So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do yoga, because if I'm in my gym routine at the moment, I should be doing, yoga 3 times a week so I can be flexible. And, I really want to lick my balls and suck my own dick. No, I'm just joking. For anyone that knows my humor, I'm just joking. No, it's really good. I love everything about yoga, and I'm into it right now. And this is where I have an embarrassing story that happened a couple of weeks ago, which is my true tall tale. Now, with I always say as well, before I get into my story, with yoga, like, their voice is so nice. Like, it's literally like a scented candle. Like, I'm obsessed. Like, I love their voice. It soothes me. It's like I'm getting hypnotized, where I'm just listening to their voice, and it's like, like, you're just gonna let your troubles of your busy week that you've had, and you're just gonna let it go. And we're just gonna stretch out again for 3, 2, 1. Well done, everyone. Well done. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's not my yoga voice, but I'm saying, like, it's just so soothing. And I always think, when you become a yoga teacher, like, surely they practice their voice at home. Like, what's going to be my yoga voice? You know what I mean? Because they're always really good. It can't just be their natural voice, because you know how we have like a phone voice, which is different to like your normal voice? I'm like we all have a phone voice. Like, let's just be serious here. So I think yoga teachers must practice it at home. Anyway, cut the story short for me, which never happens for anyone that listens to my show or knows me in real life. But yeah, so how this yoga story started is, I have an iPhone 11. I know I don't have enough money to get iPhone 16, because freaking iPhones are more money than bloody laptops now. It's crazy. It's wild. And I think Apple got so greedy. And anyone that has an iPhone, we all know or have experience or going through it right now, where you put the charger in your phone and it goes da-dang, 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 and it doesn't charge properly, and it's really annoying. And as you know, we rely on our phones now because it runs our whole lives. It's got our identification on there, it's got our bank card, it's got our passes to get on public transport, it causes our Uber, it has our flight tickets on it. Like, it literally, your phone just does everything for you now, and you need that phone and you need that battery. So when you have an iPhone that isn't charging, and you know what I'm talking about, where you put the cable in and it doesn't charge, and you're freaking out because you need your alarm to wake up the next morning, and if your phone doesn't charge, how are you going to get to work? How are you going to call work? How are you going to be late for work? It's just a whole domino effect, and it's so stressful. Like, it's so stressful. And we all know that we've gone through where you get the cable and you wrap it around your iPhone, and when you wrap it around, it goes dunk, and you see the lightning, like, yes, I got lightning. Oh my God, it's charging. Don't touch it. And you've got the phone on a weird angle. It's up against something, or you're getting like a book to put up against it, and you're like, don't touch it. It's charging. And you're probably laughing right now because you've all gone through that, and it's annoying because you're paying like $2,500 for a phone, and you shouldn't have to go through this for such an expensive product. the cable should just be able to charge. Now, we all, as you know, you find out that it's from bum fluff, flint, sand from the beach, dust, all the residue in your pocket when you're putting your phone in your pocket, you're putting your phone in your bag all the time. So that hole where you put the cable is getting all dirty. So when you're putting your charger in, obviously it can't hit the metal and it's not charging properly. That's why you got to wrap it around your phone. So someone's like, oh, you need to get that cleaned down. So anyone that's listening to this episode, if there is a product out there or something that's out there that cleans it, please let me know, because it will save me a lot of money. So I'm currently in a new place at the moment, not in Sydney, and usually in Sydney, not being racist, you would go to an Asian phone shop that fixes mobile phones, and you've probably been, because if you go to the Apple store, if you crack your screen, it literally costs like $500 to get fixed. And if you go to an Asian mobile store, they fix it for like $150. Like, everyone's done it. So for me in Sydney, when this has happened in the past, I paid $30 for them to clear that out, and then my phone charger can start charging my phone again. So I was looking for one of those stores where I am at the moment. But where I am at the moment is very white. Like, I stand out here, and those stores do not exist here. So I had to go to the mall, and I found a mobile shop that just fixes phones, and it was a white guy. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm just describing it to you. This is my story, so you can visually see it wherever you're listening to this podcast episode. And I said, hey, like, can you fix this? He's like, no problems. I'll clean it out for you. It'll be ready in 20 to 30 minutes. I was like, all right, cool. No problems. I will see you there. I was like, how much is it? It's like $50. I'm like, yeah, no problems. That's awesome. It's like when I hear I'm getting my tax return, I'm like, yeah, I'm going on holiday. I'm going to get like $5,000 back. And they're like, okay, and that's $120 that you're getting a refund for, and it costs $90 to see the tax accountant. Like, that's how I felt. Where it's like, it's $50. I'm like, oh my god, really? Like, $50? I'm literally getting a suck and blow. Like, I'm putting my phone into this shop, they're sucking shit out, they're blowing shit out. Like, $50 for a suck and blow. You can go to Amsterdam and get another suck and blow for that bloody type of money. But anyway, so yeah, that cost $50. So I was like, yep, no problems. And then, it was very nostalgic. I can't even say that word properly, where it felt like I got that memory. It felt like I was, when we had cameras back in the day with film, that you'd go out on the weekend with your friends in high school and take photos, and then you'd go to the shopping center and you'd go to Woolies or Coles, or you'd go to a Kodak shop and you'd pay extra money for it to be developed in an hour, so you don't have to wait for a week. And then they were like, it'll be ready in an hour, and you just have to walk around the mall and waste time to get your photos back. That's how I felt about getting my phone fixed, getting a suck and blow. So anyway, I go back, it's been 20, 30 minutes, and he's like, yeah, it's all good now. It shows me that it's charging. It's ready on like 46% charge. I was like, oh my God, like, wow, amazing. And I said to him, hey, how do I stop this from happening again? Because, $50 is a lot of money just to get your hole cleaned so you can charge your phone, if you get what I mean. Like, it's just so annoying. And he's like, oh, there are these like phone cases you can buy. They're pretty expensive, like $120, where it goes over your phone, and then it's got a thing that goes in the hole. And I knew what he's talking about. They're really ugly. I've seen it. One of my tradie friends has them, because he's a tradie, and like dust would be going into your phone all the time. So I was like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, can I just put sticky tape over it? And he's like, yeah, you can put sticky tape over it. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Like, I'll just do that. Like, anyway, so I left the phone shop, $50 later, and phone's fixed. So, anxiety out the window, stress out the window that my phone's going to charge, I can use it again, and my alarm's going to go off, etc., etc. So, as I said as well, I'm going to yoga. I'm going through my gym phase as well. I'm shopping around at yoga stores, and the place that I went to on that day, I did a gym session, and then I had a sauna afterwards, and then my yoga class was after that. So I had a tote bag, and in my because I'm a very organized person, and in my tote bag I had a plastic bag in there that had my wet towel in there from the sauna. Then I had another plastic bag in there that had my slippers, like thongs, that I would wear inside the sauna, because I don't want my feet to touch the floor, because I'm a little bit of a germaphobe, and who knows if they clean it, and I don't want to get tinea. And then I also had another bag in there, like my water bottle, and then another bag. So I've missed something out of the story. So instead of putting sticky tape over my phone so the flint and dust and bum fluff doesn't get in anymore, so I don't have to pay $50, I thought I was a genius, and I went to the supermarket, Coles or Woolies or something, and I bought a Glad wrap sandwich bag. So you know those bags now that you can buy that people put weed in, or people put sandwiches in, or cashew nuts, and it seals up and you can seal it. I bought one of those thinking, hey, I'll just always carry one of those in my tote bag, because I have a tote bag wherever I go. Males have shit that we need to carry around too, you know. So I have that sandwich bag inside that, and I'll put my phone now inside the sandwich bag, seal it up so nothing can get in that hole, so I'll never have to pay that $50 for the suck and blow again from the phone shop. So I thought I was a genius, and I had that in my bag as well. And that was my new, wow, I'm so smart. It's not going to get damaged again, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, so I go to the yoga class on that day. And as I said, I'm very OCD as well, and I'm very organized. And I would never, going to the cinemas or going to a class or anything like that, I always put my phone on airplane mode, because nothing can come through. Airplane cuts it off, no calls, no messages, nothing. I even put my phone, that's another thing, put your phone on airplane mode when you're charging your iPhone, because it actually makes the battery go faster. If anyone's heard that, I think that does actually work, by the way, PS. So anyway, I go to the yoga class and I put my phone on airplane mode, and it's at the start, and I always sit at the back because I'm new with yoga, and being at the back is awesome because I can see everyone in front of me, and I can just copy what everyone's doing. And also because I've been going to the gym, I've been eating a lot of protein, so baked beans and eggs and steak and all these things that make you fucking fart. I fart a lot in general, but eating all this protein food, I am just fucking farting. So if I'm at the back of the class, I've learned how to fart without making noise of the way that you position it, and just can just let them out, and I know it's going to be fine because I'm at the back of the class, because no one can smell them. I don't think mine really smell anyway, to be fair. Anyway, because I am eating healthy and it's just all protein. And I'm not doing protein shakes or anything like that. My nephew told me not to do that. I think that makes people have smelly farts. Mine's just food protein. So anyway, the class starts, and it's at the start where she's like, all right, everyone's eyes closed, and breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And at the start, and I'm relaxing, and everyone's relaxing. We've all got our eyes shut. And then you hear an alarm go off, and it sounded muffled, and it was this alarm. And as you know, that alarm is very aggressive, I know, but that is my alarm that I have on mine, because it's straight to the point. I rise and I'm up, and I'm a morning person. I'm good. And that's just, I don't want something soft, because it might go into my dream. That's not going to make me stay in my dream. That's going to get you up. And so that alarm went off in the class, and the teacher's really nice, by the way, so she wasn't annoyed about it. You just seen everyone open up their eyes hey, is someone going to turn off that alarm? Now, I knew that's the sound of my alarm, but I also know that a lot of people have iPhones. So I'm well, it's not mine. I'm organized. You know what I mean? I put my phone on airplane mode, and I know that because I'm the guy that leaves the house, that checks the stove, make sure the gas is off, even though I haven't cooked, or you know what I mean? I check if I've locked the door twice when I leave. It's annoying with OCDs, but OCDs is you always have a memory that you've done something where someone's oh my God, did I forget to turn the iron off, or did I lock the door? I know that I always did, because I'm doing stuff 2 to 3 times. So that's the only benefit of it, of the OCDs. So anyway, the alarm goes off, and then you see everyone open their eyes, and I'm oh my God, someone's so rude. Turn off your alarm, rude. That was in my head. And then it kept on going, and then the teachers, like I said, she's nice. I couldn't imagine that there'd be yoga teachers that would be mean, to be honest with you, now that I'm new with yoga. And she's oh, if someone could check their bags, if that's going off, we can see that now. And I was like that. And then people getting up, and then it was kind of on my side where my bag was, because it's quite a big room, so everyone has their bags in there. And as I got closer, I kid you not, it was my bag. And I was why do I even have an alarm on? And I had an alarm on because I was in the sauna, so I had it for 20 minutes, 30-minute increments, so then I would know when to get out of the sauna, so I didn't suffocate. And then I knew that I had to go to the yoga class afterwards. That's why I had the alarm on. But I did not know that if you have an alarm on and your phone's on airplane mode, that the alarm still goes off. I did not know that. Like I said, I'm pretty late to the party. Well, I found out that day. the worst thing is that I opened up the bag, and the fact that I was like, oh my God, how embarrassing, who's doing that? And it ended up being me. And obviously I had my tote bag, and then I'm like taking out a bag, and I had another plastic bag, and it was so noisy, and it was like this because that plastic bag had my wet towel in it. And then I took that bag out of the tote bag, and then I had another plastic bag, and I'm getting it out like that, and that plastic bag had my wet slippers in it that I walked into the sauna with, so I didn't get tinea in my toes. And then I opened up like another bag that got out as well, and trying to find my phone, and I look like a crazy bag man. Like the whole class is staring at me like, why has this guy got so many bags? And the alarm's still going off. Like it's the class has stopped now. Like it's right at the start as well. And I'm just like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like Mary Poppins, where these bags are just coming out of the bags like that. And then I finally get to the bottom, and I have the big giant Glad wrap sandwich weed bag that I had to open up in front of the whole class. And I had my mobile phone in it, as if like fuck, they must have think like, why does this guy, like, it looked like if someone got murdered and they, you know, they find the evidence and they get the gloves and they put the phone and they put it in the sealed bag and they seal it off, like it was in one of those. And then I opened it up, the Glad wrap bag, and I got it, and I turned off the alarm, and I'm like, guys, I did put my phone on airplane mode, I apologize. And the teacher's like, it's okay. Like she could see, like I was scratching, my eczema started activating, and oh, it was just horrible. And then there was just bags everywhere, out of bags around me, like I look like a tip, like you're going to the tip, with just rubbish everywhere, like someone who just isn't organized in their life. And I am organized, and I do have these OCDs, and just needed to breathe. And thank God I was in a yoga class, because once I turned my phone off after that, I sat down at the back of the class, ready to fart and just stressed, and eczema kicked in, and she started the class again, and everyone was really nice about it. And I seen people laughing, because you know when someone's holding in their laugh but you see their body shaking, like they were doing that. And now I've got to continue to go to this yoga place, and they're going to know that I'm like like if I seen me, I would nickname me the crazy bag man. Like I am like, you know, the pigeon lady in Home Alone, like with all the pigeons. I'm the bag man, like the bag inside the bag. And then he keeps his iPhone in like in a Glad wrap sandwich bag, like so weird. But it all comes, if someone asks me or listens to this episode, they would know I had all this because of stupid iPhone, not being able to charge your phone and getting bum fluff in it and paying $50 to get it fixed. And that's why I've got it in the sandwich bag. And here I am. So moral of the story is, Apple, get your shit together and have a phone that lasts for 2 days. And lesson learned for me, that even though you have an alarm on and you have airplane mode on, the alarm still goes off, which actually makes sense. But besides that, it created a good true tall tale that I could express this story to you of my embarrassing story in yoga, being a crazy bag man who got his phone, paid $50 to get a suck and blow at the phone shop. And yeah, thank you for tuning in. Feel free to share this episode, and feel free to reach out to me on the Instagram or on Blue Sky, which I just got now, or on the emails if you have a yoga story, or if you have a phone story or any story. I will see you guys next Tuesday. My name is Sunny Boy. Thank you for listening to True Tall Tales. You have a lovely week. Do something nice, make a smile on someone's face and make someone's laugh. We need more of that in the world. The world's very scary these days. And I'll see you next week. Take care. Adios.